after his heart.
Hello, and welcome to After His Heart podcast. As you can tell, it's going to be an interesting podcast, an interesting episode. But anyway, you're welcome. We are all about following the lead of God. What does God require of us to do in this season, in this society, culture-wise, all of that? That's exactly what we are after, literally after his heart. And before we can get into what we're doing today, just quick introductions for the usuals. My name is Paula.
My name is Diana.
And my name is Irene.
And we are your hosts for After His Heart.
Welcome back.
Welcome back! Now,
Unusuals.
the unusuals. But anyway, with us today are two men that we know from we know differently, right? But we do share space with them. We serve with them. They're friends, some more than others, but they're friends. I'll start with, to my right, a very, 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 very passionate man. Very strong-minded. Very independent thoughts.
Very
Very, very, he has an interesting mind, and we're about to get into it. But he'll do that himself. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Paula.
It's very good to have you.
It's a pleasure to be
The
here.
things that we've disagreed about in this episode, we're about to get into them. So, yeah. And to my left. Anyway, he's a father, he's a husband, father, he's a Christian, of course. He does very big things in the world of data analysis. He'll get into that. But he's also a very, very, very good singer. Also, Colin plays very well. So if you have gigs, you're welcome.
Thank you, Paula.
It's very good to have you. So, Colin and Peter. And the first thing I'm going to ask Colin to describe yourself without saying where you work or what you do in your career path and where you went to school. So, without those two, describe yourself.
It's a trap. It's a trap. So I have to describe myself without mentioning where I work, the work I do,
Where you went to school.
where I went to school.
Yeah.
Wow. So, my name is Colin, and I'm a Christian. I love music. I'm passionate about music. I'm passionate about business. I love making money. What else would you like to know?
Sorry, we'll do with that.
That's
good. That's good. Peter.
Okay, I feel like you gave my intro, so I'm trying to wrap my mind around what words to put. But my name is Peter Mugenyi. I am a very first and foremost, I'm a very proud, I was going to say father to two amazing children. I'm a husband to Daphne.
One and only.
One and only. Generally, I am passionate about solving problems. I found that I'm now doing that more in the data analytics space. But that's an area I really like to, bring things to life using numbers, using data to figure out solutions to problems, automations. I'm really just passionate about using technology. Yeah.
Did he just tell us what he does?
Yes.
Hey!
Finding you.
No, I said what I'm passionate about.
Hey.
Yeah.
It just happens to be what you do.
happens to be what I do.
You're one of the few people, eh?
I
Cool,
know.
that's nice.
One of the few people. Oh, well, we have a game, guys. And of course, we didn't tell you about this because where's the fun in that? But we have a game called Song Association. Yeah, Colin. You should be scared, but Colin
Colin should be
should be really
terrified.
scared.
I'm going to shock you guys.
Come on, we're all for it. Please, shock
Irina,
us.
describe our game for us.
It's song association. I give you a word and you sing a song with that word that we know. Yeah.
As
One,
long as
not
we
one
know,
you
not one
just
you've made
composed
up.
in your head.
No,
Pizza.
guys, this is a space for creatives.
Thank you, thank you
Not
very
like
much.
At the
that
moment,
though. Not
if in
like
the
that.
moment
You'll be
it's
creative after this episode.
In
I'm
your
creative
car.
every day.
Come on.
For now.
In your
Okay,
car,
fine.
you can be creative.
Fair
You have to go
enough.
first.
You sure?
Yeah.
Can I give any of them or
Yeah.
both of them?
So
Let's-
hold on.
let's start
First
with
of all,
Colin.
shouldn't you guys like first do it?
Ah,
As
we've
we've done it, go back and watch other episodes.
We've really done it.
No, let's do it.
Let's do
Alright,
it.
let's
Let's
go.
do it.
Uh-huh.
Who are you giving? Colin, Peter?
Peter.
Okay, I'll give Peter. My word for you is mind.
Your mind.
I figured after I gave it, I was like, so easy. So easy.
How beautiful it is, your mind. Yeah.
I would have failed that one.
So should I give Colin a word? So you give
Yeah,
both
yeah,
of them.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Colin,
Yeah.
now that my easy streak has been broken, my word for you is change.
Change.
Easy peasy.
You gotta change the world.
That's why I didn't give it to you.
We're gonna change the world. We're gonna change the world. In the army of God, we're gonna. The army of God is on the march.
Did you
again.
compose this song?
This song, guys, listen up, listen up.
Who composed this
Look
song?
it
I
up.
feel like you just came up
By
with that
who?
one.
This song is called "On the March."
By who?
By who?
It's a kid's song, eh?
Where? Send us a link. You need to send us a link.
Which
Well
child?
done.
Whose child?
Maybe I'm happy for you. You said what to sing. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I?
Yeah.
Great. Great, and I'll give you love.
Love.
I think
Yes.
it's greater.
Great.
Great.
Yeah. Great is your faithfulness, oh God.
Sing like you're serious.
Like the singer we know.
Sing.
What is
Pizza.
Oh, for real. But that song was.
Sing. Yes.
Can't you sing it properly?
Oh, great is thy faithfulness, oh God, my Father.
Okay.
There is no
Okay,
shame.
Come on,
It's
come
okay,
on,
it's okay,
come
it's
on.
okay.
Am I sure?
The
Love.
word was love. Eh?
Yes. Because you're in love.
Hey, guys,
Irene.
what's up?
Getting into
It's
it
okay,
already. Too soon.
Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love. Of
Oh,
God.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well done.
Like the hip hop version.
Doesn't really.
Colin, the word is light. Lights.
Lights. Lights.
Lights of the world.
I don't know if it's weird, but I was thinking that the whole time.
Lights of the world.
Because I didn't know it was light.
We can get help. Eh?
No, not from us.
Just you.
You see what you're doing,
Get help
but
from
no.
your mind.
Lights.
Wow.
Lights.
You know, when
Right, I
you
can't
say
even
it
think
many
of
times-
one. It doesn't become a song. It doesn't become a song.
But what you can use is lights.
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 Light.
It has refused.
Lights,
eh?
Refused.
camera,
Okay, pass to you.
action.
Yeah, lights, camera, action.
Yeah,
Yay!
Yeah.
At least you know the artist.
I know it's not artist. It's okay, guys. Thank you. Well done. Well done. Well done,
Yeah.
guys. All right, so we're getting right into it. Today we're going to talk about the dating culture. Please note that when we're preparing for this episode, there was
Video content.
video content that you can find on our Instagram.
It's not there, it was a story.
Yeah. But anyway, there was a lot of, we laughed so hard. You know that painful laughing, yeah? It's so painful, but if we don't laugh, we'll cry. So, yeah. But anyway, the dating culture in society today. Now, of course, we're going to ask what that situation is like for you. He established he's married. So,
Hey, guys.
what's going on?
But we're still dating.
We are still-
so-
Oh.
Good to know.
Very well
Hold-
done,
hold
sir.
it. Hold
to
that
know.
thought.
Very well done.
We're going to, yeah. Uh-huh.
What's the question?
Married, single,
Oh, well, no.
seeing somebody.
Okay, so I'm not married.
Okay. The niche has grown smaller.
Smaller, yeah, but I'm seeing somebody.
Oh! So
Is she
yes, we
seeing
thought.
you?
Is she seeing you? That's a very important
I
question.
hope she's seeing me, but I'm certain she is.
Come on.
Like, you
It's
can
good
never
to be
tell,
certain,
but
yeah.
like I'm certain she is.
Okay.
Very good.
All right, all right. So we thought who better to talk about the dating culture than somebody who's been through it, got out of, he's still dating, going through it. Somebody who's just started going through it and will most probably be dating this person forever. Yeah? Yeah? Okay.
Yeah,
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, most probably.
So,
Y'all are just
Most
fake.
probably.
like, yeah, definitely.
No, but
90%
it's
sure.
okay.
yeah. So, ladies, even you can answer.
Hey,
most
you
definitely.
sure?
I want to begin with you, Diana.
I know.
What would be your ideal date? A date where you'd go and be like, correct, everything. Yeah.
Like date, are we describing like the person?
No.
The day, the
experience,
day,
the
the
day,
event.
The
the
event,
event.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Arrive on time for
I
them.
think I would have said who. Or what kind of person.
Very critical. She already gave one answer.
What
Say
did
it
she
loudly
say?
for the other.
Arrive on time. Before the agreed time.
Who's doing that? The guy is
The-
arriving on time?
She will definitely arrive before, so you better be there before.
Okay.
Time is okay. It's a good thing. You need to keep time. It's good manners to keep time. Ideal date, activity, and a lot of conversation. Good conversation, not your
Favorite color.
No, Bambi, no, not. I promise you, the one I'll wear that day is probably my favorite color. But yeah, good conversation, activity, listening to each other, not trying to speak over each other. Food, definitely good food, not just any kind of food. Yeah, a nice place, ambience. Someone said I eat ambience, but ambience of like it needs to be. We need to be in a place where we can hear each other speak, not
Yeah.
not in the park. You get it?
Speaking of each other.
Yeah. So yeah, that for me that would be it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Colin. Shadi.
I don't know. I love the pork
But
bun.
this is lit.
Can you hear each other speak?
Imagine a revised version of that where, it's still Chadondo, but now he's taken it, he's bought that and taken it somewhere.
Hey.
And then-
Oh, you're so clever. You're so clever. That's why you're here. I love
That's
it.
why he's here.
Yeah.
Collins,
Over to you.
Yeah.
So it's me, right?
Wink.
Yeah. So definitely keeping time.
Okay.
It's like a big one for me. I think something that I'm still praying about is I am a bit, should we say, impatient. Like time.
You sat near the right person.
I'm better.
So yeah, overall I prefer nice food, but not overly filling.
Okay.
Like a light meal. So
You
not-
girl.
So like those restaurants where there's a line on the food.
And like a
fine
tea.
dining.
Yes.
The sprinkles.
And like a
Fine
cup.
dining.
A
And
basil
a
leaf.
flower that doesn't make sense.
I know,
Yeah.
it's
It's not to be
Why?
eaten.
But then again, not too bougie.
300,000.
Okay.
Not
Describe
little
light. Describe light.
With olive oil.
light. Okay. So think Cafe Java's meals, but like half that. Like drop it a little bit because they're like really
Colin,
filling.
I'm so worried. How
First of all,
much do you
Our
eat?
friend is. Does she eat?
I don't know why you're asking about this here.
I know, but With your life.
No,
Okay,
guys.
so what's the point? The point of the portions
is so we are not distracted by the food,
oh,
right?
okay.
You don't want to
The
be all-
food is not the thing.
That's
Come
not the
on.
thing.
No.
It's just the distraction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, and then it would have to be
Okay.
quiet place, not too peoply, right?
Perfect.
Preferably
Mountain top.
preferably evening. I like
So you're not a morning person, okay?
morning is like for like more work.
Okay,
You
Okay.
that.
could be
He's
a
looking
morning
for money.
person, but morning for a date.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You could
If
be breakfast people.
Hey,
You might
pussy.
prefer
Breakfast.
breakfast. Not me. No.
Yeah, but also, and I think I'm a victim of this. I really, now this is a personal thing, guys. I really don't like eating like with many people. So what I would prefer, right, is buy the food, and go eat it.
Where?
And could be anywhere else.
When you say eating with many people, you mean like, so when you go to a restaurant, you feel like those other people.
Those are already many people. So
Okay,
now here is why. Now my personal preference is to eat like in the car, and here is why it's
He said personal.
here is why it's a better preference. When you are away from the eyes of many other people, when it's just you are just say two people, you are likelier to be more genuine in your conversation.
That's not
You
true.
are not you're not very conscious, and even for someone who say, even for those who may say being in a public space is not will not be a distraction for them. We are on a subconscious level, you're always thinking and seeing stuff happening.
Yeah.
Right? So if I had to sit in a restaurant place, I would prefer
Corner.
maybe not corner, but like
This is a show.
Okay, something
like edges.
demarcations.
yes,
Yeah.
Something
no,
secluded.
like but not like mob security, like forest what, but
Yeah, I'm very curious to hear how you'll deal with temptation.
But we are going
Especially,
to-
yeah.
Especially
Secluded
because-
areas.
Yeah, because we are also talking about, if this is an exclusive thing, of course we're attracted to each other. If you're not married, how do
Yeah.
you deal with
with
But we will
temptation?
come back, right?
But we'll
You wanna come
Right.
back? You wanna-
Okay.
you wanna
No,
come
we'll
back to
come-
it?
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
come
come
back.
back to it.
We'll come back.
Yeah. Ideal date would have to be something thoughtful. Yeah, later we'll talk about the things that we don't like. But one of the things I appreciate is people putting thought into us meeting. So you've gone ahead to maybe find a place. Don't make me think. Something that I would like. If I've mentioned before that maybe I like candles.
For sure.
If I've mentioned that I like posho, take me to a place that serves
That makes it
posho.
so fancy.
Ugali.
Yes, ugali.
Yes.
You
with
know.
a little bit of flack.
Aya ugly.
Yeah, so something thoughtful, like what is unique to me that's there, and even me, if I'm the one pioneering that date, can it be something thoughtful? Like, what about you? Yeah, what do you like? Say people take people to places that specialize in steak when the person doesn't eat red meat. You get things like that, like just be thoughtful. Yeah.
So sorry.
For whatever she's experienced and on behalf of everyone that has hurt you.
Yeah, we are sorry.
Really, guys, no.
Didn't come from a place of hearing, but experience.
Experience.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like-
no. For the Bambi that people are going to just anyway.
My ideal, I think definitely a calm, quiet place. Evening is definitely preferred. Conversation, where we can have conversation, be real, be intimate, have difficult conversations if possible. Be honest. Definitely good food. Place that has. I think I like dim lights. A bit of
Mood.
so ambience.
Ambience.
Yes.
Ambience is a big thing.
It is a big
Ambience.
thing.
a little bit of nature, if possible. And if there's those artificial, what do they call them, fountains, somewhere in there where what you're hearing is not so much of people's faults.
Yeah.
You're hearing a lot of
You're all accepting.
everybody's but he has
Not
many years of
been on a good
experience.
date.
I'm sorry, what?
With all this.
I know. I
said
forgot
nothing
to say
yet.
something though. Like you said, activity. Like I feel the whole let's sit down. I say what I think you want to hear. You say what I think I want to hear. It's getting old. So like let's go and paintball. Let's go to a gun range thing. You know, if that's a kind.
Okay,
I would be
no.
scared, but like like activity, so that then we're getting to know each other, but we're not saying now we are getting to know each other. What do you do? No.
So Paula, activity is not my idea of a first date. Like, no.
But are we like describing a first date?
No. I'm
ideal
just
date.
saying ideal.
Ideal
Like
date.
if it's like any at some point, yes, definitely. But if I'm meeting you for the first time, it would just be weird. You're taking me
have
to a gun range for the first
It
time.
would be cool.
That would be so cool.
No,
With other people.
like with other people maybe, but the whole
when you're-
Yeah, of
you're
course, I don't
meeting me
want to
for
be
the
alone.
first time.
I think it would be cool.
But I was going to say, I think there's a place for switching things up a bit. You may start with that very, calm and all experience. Then much later, you can go for a road trip. Just go to a place and
Hi very much, Irene.
Hi, very much.
I was going to say, so the idea I have is like,
Even your eyes are
you
closed.
said, you said mountain,
That's really
and I like imagined Muyenga
Yeah.
at night has the best view
Yeah.
with all the lights and So for me, I'd prefer
Holy
that on a hill.
Don't be giving them advice.
Yes, quiet place, but
Yeah.
quiet place. But I think I would want when there's like no people.
That's crazy.
I need a few people, not too, like not Java's crowded,
Yeah.
but yeah, a good,
People
nice,
really
fancy
name
place.
dropped for
Yeah,
brands.
they need to just give us.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know.
You don't know, you know.
That's
So two things for you basically: a good view, and then not too.
And
many
some people.
yeah.
You can have bad food, but just as long as you have good view.
I'll probably be fasting.
Really? Really,
My
Irene?
God.
Let's be real now. No.
Fasting on your date.
Yeah.
So like when they
In the
set
night,
when they set the date for the date, you
you
say
decided to fast.
3-day fast.
No, you know those
Irene.
people. You know those people who make you feel like, man, you're really not seeking.
I know,
You're
I know.
You're going to hell.
Not
I
how.
mean,
Why do you eat on
We
a
should
date?
be singing the Lord about this.
Why are you
What
hungry?
this is. Why? As a person who is in the Lord.
I'm not hungry.
man
Well,
shall
what of
not
God?
live on bread
If you really
alone.
read your Bible, you shouldn't be hungry.
Irene, oh my gosh, you've triggered Peter. Can you stop?
You guys, if we go
Okay,
down
yeah, good
this
food
road.
as well. Good food, yeah.
Okay.
Good food.
So let's dive into now the negative side. Before we can get into so what I want us to share about is the things that you don't like, right, on a date. Most especially a date you've been to. Let's personalize it a bit. However, before we can do that, Peter, was your idea of a first date the idea you had with Duff? Like, is it nothing? Eh? Is it did you maybe let's see. Did you think about taking her out, then you overthought it, where would you want to go, activity, not activity, yeah.
No, I start with that because it's
I have a
gonna
feeling
sound-
even her she's saying,
It's going to it's going to seem like, but what he described and what he
Gave.
experienced,
Different.
they're like worlds apart. No, March 16th, 2013, I think.
You better
I'm
be
sorry,
a man
what?
that remembers
So,
the
yeah,
dates
that's it, guys.
and the weather.
The
If you
memory.
don't remember the date, he ain't the
Did
one.
you train?
Yeah, no.
Did you
Not the
train?
one.
Did you train?
Yeah. Did you train?
Tell us more.
The clouds were dark.
Sorry for interrupting you, sir.
Yes.
Keep going.
That was our first date. And it was at a place that no longer exists.
What
So
was
no
it?
waterfall.
No,
Yeah, Chow Chow, which was like at the corner of the small gate of Makere. So we just sat there and had ice cream.
Bambi.
Oh,
It was
really?
Very,
Yeah.
very simple. Very.
Yet you remember, so it was remarkable.
It was definitely remarkable because I consider it the first official date because that's when I also asked her out.
Oh.
Hi. So,
That's a
onto the
cute.
things.
That's cute.
That's on period.
That's cute.
All right, onto the things
Oh,
that
yeah, there was no nature.
fountain.
There's no
Just
fountain.
taxis, Border.
But could you hear each other speak?
But
Of course, she was the only one.
you are just looking at
In her presence.
it all dimmed in her presence.
So everyone was black and white. She was only in
Good.
color. Huh?
Anyway, guys, what are some of the things about the dating culture? Now, let's expand from away from just we've met, we are talking, the date itself, dating. What about the dating culture today? Just makes you feel like we could do better. Yeah. Could you go first?
Oh, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dating culture?
Yes.
Like today,
Yeah.
I think expectations. Right.
Expound.
I think the expectations many people have when they come into dating relationships are a little bit over the top. Basic example. Yeah, a basic example. I read a tweet recently that why are you dating someone? Actually, no, the lady was saying that a girl that is in a dating relationship should not have to pay for her hair, her nails, her clothes, her food, her rent, right? So right off the bat, we are going to be dating, like, man,
That's my hair is now your problem.
your problem.
Your responsibility.
My nails are now your responsibility. Now, it does not mean that someone that you're dating, that a guy who's dating a lady may not offer to pay up that kind of thing. But I don't think it should be like an expectation, like now it's like you're now my daughter. Take care of you. Right? So
Yeah.
so one of them is the expectations.
Yeah.
The other one is I don't know whether to call it the purpose of dating, the reason why people actually go into dating relationships.
Yes.
It's less it's less meaningful now than I guess it was before. Being in a relationship meant much more then than it does now.
Okay.
So now it can just be
We're hanging out.
we're hanging out.
Yeah.
We're all on vibes. There is nothing about what this looks like long term. And many people who are in dating relationships, if you ask them, would you consider marrying that person? They're like, no.
Imagine.
Like, no. So like, what's up? Why? What are you doing there? So yeah, those are basically the expectations.
And the purpose.
And the purpose.
Maybe I could just speak of from that. It's interesting. I mean, maybe I should say I'm impressed that those are the reasons you're also giving, because I see that's mostly what has changed now. People are dating for the sake of dating. Like
Just
Very
ready for
casual.
that.
very casual. Like let's see where this goes. And I don't know what was different. Maybe for me was I was intentional about where I wanted it to go, and I was also very clear upfront. At least I know that I want this to be for the long run, as opposed to
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah,
If
let's
it
see.
works
Just
out, it works out.
chilling.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like that, purpose, like you said, why are we doing this in the first place is something that has changed. And then, also expectation.
May I have a question before you go to expectation? So, does that mean that, and I'm not opposed to it, guys, just asking, does that mean that before you ask somebody out, you should absolutely be sure that she's the one you want to be with? 100%.
Well, your question is very leading. First of all, the word absolutely is in bold.
Yeah.
She has her eyes closed. Just saying
Absolutely.
And a head tilt. And a head tilt for absolutely.
Even without you saying, like you even had to say absolutely. Yeah, you get. It's not that you should be 100% sure. There's always room for, hey, I really don't know. I feel this type of way about this person, and I guess to how else will I get to know them if I don't have a conversation with them, if I don't have a date. But I think what I'm saying is the purpose, in the sense that even before we, when we meet or when we talk, that expectation or that idea of where I would want the relationship to go is actually clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But you may, there's also a thing of you may want that, and then over time there's bits and pieces that you pick up, and you say, no, this is like a deal breaker. So,
Yes.
So there's that.
But I also have a question before you go to your expectations. It might be tied with that. My question is before, to Colin as well, before you guys started dating, because you dated very young, you as well.
Questionable.
Just good genes, otherwise.
The king of dry jokes, guys.
Yeah, so I was wondering, before you started dating, did you have anyone in your life, point you or kind of direct you, this is what you do, or you just went in and somehow it worked?
That's a very interesting question. For me, the direct answer is I didn't have anyone who directed me and said, hey, I think this is what you look out for in a lady. But it also found me at a time when I was starting to get my grip in church. So obviously, once you've started you're getting your life, becoming a fully devoted Christian, hungry for God, seeking Him, all these different passions are developing, singing, and you're also at a stage where you're kind of forging, what kind of person do I want to spend the rest of my life with? And so early then, I knew I wanted to find someone who's sounds still but God-fearing, right? But in the true sense of the word, God-fearing, like this actual, consistency in how they're seeking God. Yeah. There's that hunger that, is there. And I found that just by observing. I think the easiest way for me was just observation, looking at the people around me. I didn't start by figuring out, where am I? Okay, then we didn't really have a lot of social media presence and all. So I feel like the distractions.
Previously, and I'm still young.
The distractions.
But there was no social media when you were dating.
Okay. Continue, sir.
The distractions.
Yeah.
So the distractions were not really there. Yeah. So, and distractions again today we see that there's a lot of who the ideal guy should look like, who the ideal woman, based on what people's experiences and so on have been. People now have so much access to anything. They're watching soaps and all of that, so football. How? Anyway, yeah.
Alternative.
You're a whole Arsenal fan. Why are you making noise?
My point is all those distractions were not necessarily there, so it was a bit, I think, easier to zoom in on what exactly I was looking for.
I think, unlike Peter,
dated in like the ATS.
Ouch.
It really was the ATS. Okay? Pastor Gary had just
No
come.
comment.
Well, similarly, though, a similar bit of it is that I didn't have anybody who specifically directed me and said, this is what you look out for and stuff. But I'm blessed to read. I read quite a bit, and we have YouTube and a lot of stuff. So you pick up on stuff, right? You read, you listen to stuff, and over time you I was able to filter out that, okay, this I don't believe this is right for me. I will not go this way. I'll not go this way. Maybe this makes more sense for me, right? And that kind of has directed my approach towards dating. But I think, I don't know, I think a bit of it that I have to highlight is God has been very active in my life. Because earlier on in my life, this was like S6 fac. At that time, there was a girl that I had seen and I liked her, and then we kind of dated for a bit.
Kind of.
Situationship?
What?
Yeah, that one.
What does that mean?
Kind of like you were
Out here,
dating her, but
confusing.
she was not yeah.
Like something like that, right? Like
He was seeing her, but she wasn't seeing him.
Exactly.
You be clear that I was maybe. What is that?
What,
Were you clowning or was she?
guys? Okay.
Even you
First of
don't
all,
know.
Let's just say that the problem was me.
Okay,
Yeah?
cool.
The problem was me, right? And when that relationship ended, I think for some strange reason in my mind, I decided that I don't think I'm going to date for just.
Again.
It was not that there was like some seminar I attended or conference or like a pastor preached a message. It just occurred to me that I don't think I want to do this again. Right? I don't think I want to do this again. And so that directed how...
Somebody said to the what? The broken hearts go. What to the what? Something.
Yeah, so that was kind of directed
Yeah.
my relationship life. But also in today's age, like now, unlike Peter, conversations like this happen more frequently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
yes,
Yeah.
The conversations around relationships,
Yeah.
dating, sex, all of these are happening more openly.
Yeah.
So we are actually able to hear stuff that guys that back then would never have heard.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Okay.
You guys are making Peter seem really old. Yet
Mommy,
he's
he's
know
not
it.
old.
Unlike
We're
Peter.
just- yeah, just like to pick on him.
Deep sigh.
Diana, what are some of the things that ache you about the dating culture today?
Man, I think for me it's communication of there's a lot of ghosting these days. Laugh a little louder, sir.
That was not in
Ghosting.
Peter's days. That word was not in his days.
So you
Yeah.
might have to
What is
break it
ghosting?
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so again, like Paula likes to say, match the energy. Of
Yeah.
You start off some kind of way, then you disappear.
Continue.
What
Continue.
happens?
Or maybe break it off completely so
Yes.
that the chick is not just wondering, was it something I said?
I have a story
You
about that,
have
but
a
continue.
story?
Continue.
Do indulge.
Yeah, so for me, it's really the communication these
Yeah.
days. It's not as intentional as it should be.
Yeah.
Or it's clear.
Or as
Yeah,
clear,
yeah.
yes, as clear, because then it's the lines are very blurry these days of you're not sure. If you're sure, some random snap can just prove otherwise.
Yeah.
But like
A
it's
thing of check on your partner.
check on your partner, it's the weekend.
Are you
Of
still
small
dating?
meeting. He's a lawyer. But things
I'm
like that.
wondering, is that, sorry to interrupt.
No, sure.
Is it coming from the distractions of, almost like people having a lot around them? They think there are so many options. So it's like, well, let me start this conversation this side and see how that goes.
Yeah.
And just start another one
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
start
think
another
so.
one there.
Yeah, I think it's the
guys do
illusion that
that?
there's so many options.
Yeah.
It's actually, I feel it's an illusion because I don't believe a normal person who functions properly can entertain more than one person
Who functions
like
properly.
that. You
Who
get like it's
functions properly.
as in it's like the
Yeah.
whole serving two masters at a go. You
Yeah.
can't tell me that all three girls are getting the same
Equal.
amount of attention from you.
And if they are, you have a problem.
And if they are, you have a problem. It's probably a disorder, bruh. Get
Yeah.
checked.
You're a
But it's
But
also, it might be, I think that general culture, even away from dating, in
Yeah.
our generations especially, is the fear for commitment.
that.
So that
Yeah.
our work
Yeah.
ethic,
That.
Yes.
it's just,
Yes.
we don't like to commit to one
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So no, what? We like to
Yeah.
The generation now doesn't
Those
like to,
guys.
those guys.
Those guys, those guys outside the
So it
room.
has,
Yeah.
it has gone into relationships. So like, now this one, if I tell her, she'll think, so let me just do a talking stage. We even
Yeah.
entertain those statements.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like
the
it sounds
talking
cool,
stage.
yet it's really not.
But you know,
that?
might I say something about that? Is that what contributes a lot to that kind of thing is, again, through conversations like this, dating has been made out to be an extremely complicated thing.
Amen.
Now, because of the level of complexity, you guys like, man,
A lot goes.
I'm not
I
doing it.
don't think
Yeah.
I am quite ready to commit to this thing. I mean, now a very easy example. If we compare what his first date looked like to what my first date looked like, he's very easily able to say that, man, we just went for ice cream. There were
Yeah.
taxis. There were borders. What?
And even your first date might be very different from like a 23-year-old's first date.
But any girl right now,
2024.
you can't take her for that kind of date,
Yeah.
right? She'd
Be like,
You don't say any girl. Don't say any girl.
No.
Don't
Okay,
say any girl.
let's ask.
You say many girls.
Most
All right, let's
girls.
say most
A
girls.
slay queen.
Most girls, right? You're not going to take her to like what's this Fido Dido,
It's
right? She'll come out saying, yo,
like that cheese factory story.
Boys broke.
That
boys,
was-
bro. And the level of pressure is like, for most guys, they're like, man, I don't think I want to go through that.
Yeah.
So he's also going to fall back and like, okay, I'll kind of go, and then
I kind of feel like those are two different things though. Do you?
Yeah, I think they're different.
No, now this was talking about the issue of commitment.
Yeah. So you feel like, okay, so how simple would dating be for people to want to commit?
For people to want to commit, well, like I said, the first bit of it, let me break it down like this, right? The guy sees a girl, is interested in her, right? So once he has that interest, he's going to make the first step and say hi, right? And they're going to start talking, okay? But along the way, he's also competing with thoughts in his mind and thoughts and what he hears her friends say, right? And as that is going on, he's going to start feeling like, man, I don't think I am able. Like he starts to feel like, man, I might not measure up.
But then tell her.
But then he doesn't measure, but guess what? He still feels for her. He's still interested. Okay? Now,
No, I think he's explaining where the confusion
I'm
is.
explaining where this is how the confusion comes. And so on the one hand, you're watching YouTube videos that are saying, go for it, man, you can grab it. On the other hand, you're hearing babes blasting other guys for lacking some kinds of things. The guy doesn't have his life in order, right? So it's like, I kind of want to go,
But
I'm not yet so sure. Of course, you cannot rule out the presence of guys who are just bad-mannered.
Exactly.
The-
Very
the
true.
The things that you've touched on that I wouldn't, easily want us to brush off. One is
not.
the lack of the accountability or having the right kind of men around men to either speak into or even to, and I say confirm, like yes, that is definitely the kind of woman or lady that you should pursue. But then the other one is on the commitment thing that you raised around how there's these perceptions, if I call it that, perceptions and expectation of now I have to do this. She may want me to do all buy this, do that. Am I ready for that? So I'm having the conversation, but I'm holding back on whether I'm fully into this thing 100%. I think it still comes back to not not having the right voices or the right
That's true.
you know, surrounding, the right kind of people surrounding who will either speak into your life and say, hey, I think you should do this. We're not having a lot of people doing consulting. Okay, I'm calling it consulting, but in the sense that I can actually go and say, hey, I've met this person and I really think they're good, and would you be open to meeting them? Just to have a conversation and, you know, judge for yourself what's your feel about them, and especially for someone who you respect, and based off that you're thinking, okay, you know, I think I want to continue, or I want to pursue further, something like that.
Okay.
I hadn't finished, but
Yes,
you just
okay,
went on
please,
a
go
roll. I think the other one is, okay, how do I say this? Being quote unquote a hopeless romantic in a culture of Netflix and chill and hookups and whatnot, it's tough because you probably want to cultivate like a proper friendship with this person, have conversation with this person, dig deep, like know what is causing your trauma, like depth of I feel like that's been one of the things that I've seen has changed a lot. Of people don't actually have conversation. It's I've met you 1, 2, 3 in your bed.
Yeah.
Like it's not as substantial anymore. It's just people just whoever is available, this, that. It's I find that very sad and lonely. I feel like this generation, okay, the people that do that, it's a very lonely place to be, because you don't cultivate real friendships. Like if you see, because it's a guarantee that, I mean, you're going to change. We grow up. So if when life happens and this person does not stay the same as you're seeing them physically, what's your fallback? Are you friends? These days it's a whole
Tall, dark, and handsome. Let's go.
yeah, but man, empty tin. No, of sorry guys, sorry.
It's true.
Yeah.
Next person.
Tamale.
Yeah, I think mine is very similar to that. Actually, it might be the same. We don't take a lot of time in knowing each other, and I think it highly contributes to why there's so much divorce in our generation. It's just we are looking for the wrong things. Let's just say that. But also the intentionality of it. Man, it feels like all of you have said, dating is just another thing now. You know, there's no, this is what we're doing. We even have people holding us accountable. We even like pray together. We have like all these systems we're putting in place for our relationship or for this dating to be successful. Like it's just, let's see how it goes. And then on us, the ladies, I think one of the things that absolutely icks me is how we leave, a lot of ladies leave dating up to the guy. So a lot of times,
Talk on it.
a lot of times
It's
but he didn't leave alone pursuing. That's a whole other thing. But a lot of the time it's maybe he didn't address that issue, or he saw that I wasn't well and he didn't even care to ask what's wrong. But like your actual problem is you just don't communicate. Now you're looking for who to blame it on, you know, or even in a relationship failed, 90% of the time we say, what did he do? Do you get? Like it's just, we have alienated ourselves from responsibility. I think the ladies in this generation also need to realize that, okay, he's a guy, but like, he's not the only one who should be starting a conversation at that date. Like it's okay to contribute. It's okay to financially chip in. It's okay to, like, all of those things.
Yeah.
You can clap. Go ahead.
He wants to add on to
I have
that.
a question.
Yeah.
A question specifically for Peter. And
There we go.
I'm sorry that I may be picking on your.
So on my small ice cream.
Yes, on your small ice cream. But something I notice a lot about dating today is we want to have deep, meaningful conversations, really get to know each other like really in depthly, right? And even agree, say, on how will we do our finances, where will our children go, Where would we want to
All
live?
the things they say
All
in
that kind of
PSM.
stuff. Right?
Yeah.
Now, dating at the time when you were doing that, right?
Yes, it was not so long
No,
ago,
no,
though. 2013.
No, but no, listen. Between 2013
Such a
and
long
now,
time ago.
between 2013 and
A
now,
lot has changed.
so much has changed.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah,
10-year
true.
gap. But
Yeah.
also,
It's not like it's easy.
10-year gap.
Let's do the math.
let's-
22.
Carry on.
but then also knowing that by the time he was dating,
Yeah.
he was definitely also hearing from people who had dated much earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can
But
speak
Brian,
from their perspective right there. Like, were these things still prerequisite for you while you were dating? Because I kind of feel
The whole
that
meaningful
one of the other things that makes dating a bit more complex, but maybe it is necessary now because society has evolved a bit. But you see how we are talking about deep, meaningful conversation, all that kind of stuff. Was this stuff still happening then at that level?
When you say these things, you're talking
I'm talking
about
about these-
The
Deep meaning
conversation.
The need
conversation.
for-
The
Let's
need
talk about
to like get to know the
conversation.
person.
Was it really happening then?
At the dating
financially
level.
stable.
At this same level? Or
like you have to have money.
Intentionality.
Or let's talk
basically.
about money. Let's talk about where our children will go to church.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Were you guys like really
Intentional.
intentional about those things then as we are now?
Well, I'm asking for different layers of the question so that I give an answer with context.
Yeah.
Short answer is I think so. Again, I can't speak for all the relationships that were happening then.
Yeah.
I have to qualify my statement.
Our sample
I
space.
have to speak from, you speak from what you know.
Yeah.
We are only limited, to how much we actually know. So I think for me, what was very different is that we were friends, or we had known each other for quite some time before getting to that stage of dating. So by the time we said we are dating, we had very many deep conversations. As in, you name it, we had children, we had talked money, we had talked all these different things had happened. Difference was that
Can you relate, dear?
we had been friends for a while. Yes.
That's right there.
Yeah. I feel like you're concerned. I want to hear your actual concern because I think you've brought it up more than once.
That's what I'm saying. I
Like
don't know
the
if I-
pressure.
Let me say it in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people that got married much earlier, say multiple years back,
Okay.
did not put a very heavy emphasis on many of the things that we actually emphasize today.
Okay.
And they kind of, for lack of a better word, built their ships running. Like I choose the person.
Yes.
I choose the person and be like, your character works, my character works. Let's go. We've not discussed children, but now we are like, bro.
What do you
Can
think
I-
of? Okay.
Can I just say something? So I remember giving someone the example and saying, look, I may not have a full view of what has happened in some marriages, but I also know of arranged marriages.
Yeah, and they were.
Right?
Yeah.
Where, you hear people have actually been together for years, 30 plus years. And if you look at the genesis, it was, from this family, they brought they came together and it worked.
Yeah.
I think we have, like you said, complicated a few things. We've now kind of defined, we've come up with different options for what, the ideal should look like. And if things are not fitting in there, we begin to get frustrated and this thing is just not working.
Yeah.
Right? So I think earlier then, it was really so simple. I like you.
You
You
like me? Let's
I
go.
really love your values.
Correct.
I really appreciate that you're honest, you're open, you love, you're caring, you love the Lord, you honor others, you respect people, you're kind. Like, I like this.
Let's
right?
go.
Let's go. I feel like it was very simple. What do you like? What are your values? You as an individual, and are the values that are the things that you value the same, or does the person even have many more things that you can pick from and learn from? And then the other thing of building the ship while it's running, 100%. I think when we started out, it wasn't about what we had; it was about what we could have, what we could build together. If you look at me now versus where I was, definitely there's change, not just physical. But there's change. Right? There's a lot of change. There's been so much. The scripture that says two are better than one. I can testify to that. I can testify to he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from God and from man. I can testify. I think the intention to say that I'm working with this person and I'm allowing to learn. I don't have it figured out. I haven't figured out, what ticks them off 100%, but I think just the realization of, look, we're going to do this journey together. Let's learn. Let's make the mistakes. Let's learn from the mistakes. Let's be open to failing. Yeah. Right? As we're doing all these things, we are kind of mapping out this journey, because none of us, if you speak to Duff, she won't tell you, yeah, this is exactly where I envisioned us to be 10 years ago. No. See that?
Yeah.
But it is far better now than it was before. Then. I think we're just open to let the Lord lead us.
Yeah.
Let's not, and maybe I know I'm talking a bit more, but there's also I think when it came down to expectation, of course, when you do counseling, they'll say, hey, talk about the expectation and so on. I remember the day we got married, we were sitting behind, the reception venue, and we were just looking at ourselves and saying, wow, it's done. Then I asked her, do you feel anything? Like, do you feel, do you feel like you're married? I said, no, I mean, nothing. We didn't feel like,
some sort
now
of
there's a wind of change.
Began.
Yeah.
Veil has been.
Do you see that? But because we were friends, even the famous, your first year, it's tough. No, it wasn't. It actually was not, and you can interview
just to encourage you.
Just to interview. Yeah.
So, I've said a lot, but
yeah. I think though, and we need to wrap this up, but I think though, you might disagree. The thing I wouldn't change a lot is the intentionality that you're calling pressure and over complicating things. Why? Because the whole arranged marriages thing, by the way, I think it can work 100%. Let's go back to them, in fact. Let's do it. But how functional were families then? You know what I mean? Like, so down to the things that matter to you as a Christian. How did you see them working for people who had arranged marriages? Talk about children trauma. Talk about, the relationship itself, the quality of relationship. Now, I'm not saying it was bad, because I'm sure it worked for some, but I think it's important to establish a few non-negotiables before. Yeah. So instead of us being so worried about complicating things, it's important to be firm in what you want. Like, I don't want somebody who just won't keep time. I don't want somebody who just won't be available. No, it's what I want, and I'm going to let you know, because I think you have potential to be that person. And if you don't, it's fine.
Yeah. Don't lower the standard.
Let the standard.
Let the person.
Very true.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to wrap this up. But before we can wrap this up, how do you think people dating now, people on the dating scene, can honor God? Practically speaking, God is front and center of what we do. So you, as a person who's seeing someone, didn't say he's in a relationship, is seeing someone and they're seeing him. So whatever that means to you, how can you honor God? As a married man, people married, as you keep dating your wife, as ladies that are either dating or not, what do you think people can practically do to acknowledge God, honor God in their relationships?
I'll go first. I think typically two things, but it's mostly one. That is accountability. Be accountable. Okay. Create systems around you that hold you accountable for your actions and for also your plans, right? And this this happens in two ways. One are the friends around you. You need to, the friends around you cannot be the kind of people who are going to encourage you to live in a way that does not honor God, right? They need to be able to look you straight in the eye and say, "You guy, I'm seeing you doing a few things, and this is not kawa," right? Some guy who's going to ask you, "You're dating that babe. You said you're dating that babe. Are you planning to marry her? What do you think?" Right? Because then he's telling you it cannot just be games, right? The kind of guy who friends on a guy's side, right? Who you feel like, who you feel can give you real, how do you call it, good counsel, good advice, right? Because definitely as you're in a relationship, I would imagine that you'll argue or fight or have some some things come up. But if you have a circle of friends around you who are able to help you go through, navigate those times, then you'd be a bit better. The other bit level of accountability is people say older than you, people you look up to in that space. Some it could be preferably someone. I would prefer it if it would be someone married in a relationship that you maybe want to emulate, a marriage that you see that these guys actually honor God.
They model marriage well.
Yes, they model marriage well, and have that kind of conversation with them. It's almost like a mentorship kind of thing, right? Because and at the same time, it cannot be somebody who's like very permissive, who's just going to just
Hang out alone in your own room.
someone who's going to actually have conversations with you and say,
Yeah.
this is, think in this direction,
Yeah.
go about it in this direction. I think that having those two, these are like systems you can put in place to help you be honor God in your relationship. But I think the most important one yet is to have to continue building your own personal relationship with God.
Okay.
Because it does not matter. You may have all the best guys around you, but if what they are saying is not what's in your heart, you will definitely not honor God at the end of it. It will just be a thing, and everybody will know, "Oh, that guy is kawa, right?" But right at the back of it, God is not part of it. So as long as you are honoring God, you are in a good relationship with God, your own self, you and the person that you're in a relationship with, I think you will be on the right track.
Mine would be, even if the question is in the context of marriage, applies even out of it, guard your heart. Today, there's like a ton of things competing for your attention. In the marriage context, those things can also take the attention away from where you need to actually be focusing in terms of building your relationship. So if you're not intentional and about guarding your heart, you'll find that it's there's that song that says what, it's a slow what? Is it a slow fade?
Slow fade.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't, you don't just hear, oh, the marriage didn't work. It takes
Trips away slowly.
time. Those little things of, your heart has been opened to very many other things, distractions and so on. Even for the single person, same thing. You find yourself like, but man, this guy was prim and proper. How could he? Yeah, he's human, but also the element of guarding the heart was not properly, done. So there's that. Excuse me. The other is being present. Yeah? Being present. Again, it still speaks about distractions. Being present in the moment, being there, available. Yeah, it's that I know what my wife needs, right? Imagine the wife is going through a season in her life, and because you are out of time, you're out of sync, the things that you think are meant to speak to what she needs, you're actually not necessarily doing. You're doing things that are in this other time where you are. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
You're really out of sync. So you find that, again, such things create barriers in communication, create all sorts of... So be present, be in time, be in the moment. Guard your heart. And then, most importantly, again, he spoke about accountability. Be willing to ask for help. Be willing to ask for help. If it means getting a counselor, in some cases, do it. We put a lot of, especially as men, the word failure, we see it as, how will I ever live again? Society sees me as a failure. And yet, asking for help sometimes is perceived as a sign of weakness, yet it actually, you're saying, I want to be better, right? I want to do life better. I want to be my best. I want to be the best husband, best,
Dad.
I want to be the
Boyfriend.
best everything. We've grown up in experiences where we've not necessarily had, the best dads, or have not even had dads around. So asking for help. How that looks like, you can actually have people who are older than you, older couples, who have definitely walked and seen a lot of the issues that you're dealing with. One of the biggest lies the enemy throws is that you're the only one experiencing this. You're the first on planet Earth who's experiencing this, which is such a lie. People have walked. Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. People have seen those things. People have dealt with whatever issues. So ask for help. Get people who are above you. Get people who are in the same age group, and also find someone who's slightly below, who you can mentor and help improve.
Great. Anything like this?
You guys are so wise.
Right?
Wow, I wish I was taking notes. I'll go back and just take notes. Yeah. I think mine would be know your values, check your values as well, test them, because it's very easy to say, this is what I stand for. And then when you actually think about it, it's just you being picky. It's not an actual value. Like, it's not something that's going to outlive you. Like, if your kids come, something they can pick up. As in, for me, I think it's that of check your values, know them, and hold on to them, live by them. So that when your kids come as well, they have something they can get and maybe carry on for generations. So that will know the family of these people, integrity is their thing. And that's just who they are. And it's not just swinging from one place, one person, or one thing to another. It's you are actually grounded in godly values, and it's evident.
Yeah.
Great. Mine would be knowing your why. Why are you dating? I think one of the things you mentioned is there's not a lot of purpose these days. And I think if you know why you want to date, then you will know when you'll be open to start dating. So you spare yourself from a lot of scarring and hurt, and you hurting other people as well unnecessarily. Yeah, so for me, I think I'd say have, that purpose, so that even when you're dating, it's purposeful, it's not for vibes. Yeah.
Vibes. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Mine would be the Bible says, whether you eat or drink, do it all unto the glory of God. That does not exclude dating. It's very, very, very core to who you are. Are you honoring God with how you live purity? When you can have sex, when you can, I saw that coming. When you, what conversations you have, all of that. But thank you guys so much. A very wise man.
You're so wise. Oh my
Wise.
gosh.
Thank you for joining us again. A very big warm hugs. Claps,
Yes.
fireworks, flowers, to Spire Creative.
Yes.
Home for After His Heart. We absolutely appreciate you. Check them out on Instagram. They do great branding, production, and maybe dididako. We appreciate you though. Don't forget to subscribe, share with somebody, and like always, like we say, if you actually like the video, literally like it. From us today.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
After his heart.